While today, Taylor may not own any horses of her own, her connection to these creatures runs Taylor sure's got a spot for horses. But at number 2, something unbelievably tragic happened.
She started with a guitar in hand and dreams bigger than her bedroom walls, but what does it really take to live like Taylor Swift? From small towns to stadiums, from heartbreak to home kitchens, this is the real story of Taylor Swift's lifestyle. The grind, the glam, the quiet moments, and everything in between. The moment Taylor was born, or more accurately, the moment she picked up a guitar, her life stopped being small. At age 11, she was singing the Star-Spangled Banner before a crowd at a basketball game. By 12, she'd learned guitar. By 13, her parents moved to Tennessee so she could be closer to music industry rooms. That's not a childhood, that's incubation for a star. She was paying in full with long hours, missing typical teenage hangouts, but getting early lessons in songwriting, in disappointment, in persistence. Her debut album, Taylor Swift, released in 2006 when she was 16, introduced the world to her country roots. She toured small venues, opened for major acts, sold out modest shows, but every performance, every lyric built her bones for what was coming. By the time Fearless came in 2008, she was already winning major trophies, defining a style, stories of teenage heartbreak, earnestness, acoustic guitars. But behind the songs, her lifestyle was already shifting, writing constantly, on the road, away from home, under scrutiny, balancing school for a while with career. Logistically, socially, emotionally, that's a lot to juggle for a teen, and Taylor did. Then came Speak Now, Red, and the turning point, 1989. With 1989, she shook off the country tag, embraced pop fully, and lifestyle changed too. Glamour outfits, big pop producers, stadiums instead of small halls, her schedule multiplied, expectations ballooned. Her life had to expand to fit the success. More travel, more media, more security, more strategic decisions. She re-released earlier albums, famously Fearless, Taylor's version, Red, Taylor's version, etc., in a complex battle over masters, royalties, control. That fight over ownership changed how she approached her business, how she viewed her own artistic legacy. She won her first Album of the Year Grammys during those years. She grew from girl with a guitar to pop phenomenon where every move is analyzed. But even amid the lights and the cameras, there's always a Taylor behind the star. She has spoken about the importance of grounded routines, writing, reflecting, keeping close friendships, taking breaks. These aren't Instagram captions, they're survival tactics. She's talked about avoiding the doom scroll, about limiting what she sees online, because fame brings not just applause, but extremely loud noise. Her Eras tour was a milestone 3.5 hours per show, dozens of songs across multiple eras of her sound, a dozen outfit changes, massive production, and non-stop travel. But the offstage life, that's where contrast hit hardest. When you're done performing to tens of thousands, you come home, or to one of her many homes, and try to find peace. Her life has real estate, Nashville, New York, Rhode Island, Beverly Hills, all with different feels, different needs. Speaking of home, when the tour ends, Taylor slips into routines that most people would think of as surprisingly domestic for a global superstar. Sewing, baking sourdough bread, cooking, painting, working on crafts. She's called her hobbies granny style. Things that feel simple, but in her schedule, simple things become precious. They mark time, restore energy, remind her that she is more than her public persona. She shared that after long stretches on tour, these are not luxuries, they're essentials. Mental rest, creative rest, sleep when possible, home when possible, close friends, loved ones, Thanksgiving dinners, small talks, cats, quiet moments. Her relationships too weave into her lifestyle narrative. Her engagement to Travis Kelce is not just tabloid talk, it's part of her current world, living situation shifting, learning to share spaces, projecting her public life into private harmony. This affects decisions about where she records, how she promotes, how she balances public image with private life. Fashion has always been one of her trademarks, but it's evolved. From cowboy boots, country dresses, to lush couture gowns, bold red lips, dramatic stage costumes, to more refined, experimental theatrical looks. Every era brings a look. Every photo, every performance, every red carpet becomes crosstalk between who she is and who she's becoming. She uses style as message, as personality, as armor sometimes. Glamour is both reward and tool. Money and success have grown large. She's now a billionaire. She owns multiple properties. She owns her music, or fights to. She fills stadiums, breaks sales records. But lifestyle isn't just about money, it's about choices. Where to live, what to surround herself with, what to promote, where to rest. Choices about who gets her time. Not everything everything is spotlight. In fact, much of what matters is hidden from the public eye. Then there are values: philanthropy, activism, privacy. Taylor Swift has used her platform, supporting causes, speaking on artists' rights, standing up for ownership, for gender issues, for political voice when needed. She's careful about which endorsements to make, which projects to align with. Her life shows that power is not just what you get, but what you protect, how you use it. And she seems to guard her private self carefully. Social media detoxes, setting boundaries, preserving intimacy. Even age and maturity shift what she wants. The Taylor at 16 wanted breakthrough. The Taylor at 25 wanted reinvention and genre shifts. The Taylor at 30 plus wants meaningful art, sustainability, legacy. She's less interested in chasing every trend and more interested in making sure what she does matters both to her fans and to her future self. The stakes are bigger. The lens is wider. A life lived with awareness. A career that's not just about hits, but about ownership, about integrity. Yet the life is not perfect. She deals with public criticism, with the burden of expectation, with rumors, with people scrutinizing love life, choices, what she eats, what she says. She must manage anxiety, creative pressure, fatigue. She must make decisions about rest versus performance, when to be visible versus invisible. And often her lifestyle is a negotiation between self-care and spectacle. Fast facts: she's released 12 studio albums, with multiple re-records of earlier ones. She's toured globally, broken income and sales records, won multiple Grammys, and yet still finds time for sourdough, painting, home crafts. Her homes are many, but her roots in Pennsylvania and Nashville remain part of who she is. She keeps friends who've been around since early days. She revisits her older work. She honors the past even while pushing forward. So what is Taylor Swift's lifestyle distilled? It's duality, between the stage and the home, between glamour and quiet, between public myth and private truth. It's constant reinvention, strategic control, the pursuit of artistry, and the need for solace. It's a life of extremes, but also of tiny moments. It's not a fairy tale. It's a marathon with sprint moments. It's caring about what people see, but caring more about what she knows. She once said she knew the Eras Tour was something special in the moment, not just in hindsight. That tells you a lot, that despite all the production, the tours, the albums, she still wants to feel alive, present, real, not just legendary. And that shapes her choices now. As of today, Taylor balances massive projects with personal peace. She's mixing big budget album drops with homely hobbies. She's mixing public spectacle with private boundaries. She's investing in relationships without giving them to the tabloids. She's investing in legacy, music ownership, artistic freedom, creative control, which leads us to what might come next. More art with meaning, more strategic choices, possibly fewer public moments and more intentional ones, maybe fewer interviews, more songwriting, perhaps more life outside of the glare, because the longer one lives in the spotlight, the more the small things matter. If you followed Taylor Swift from her first strums on guitar in a Pennsylvania farmhouse, through Nashville, through pop superstardom, through re-recording her past, you're witnessing a lifestyle that's as much about evolution as it is about stage lights. The very things that made her start curiosity, storytelling, perseverance, remain the core of how she lives now, and that matters more than all the Grammys or sold-out stadiums.